What's going on, guys? My name is Al De Niro and welcome to episode 71 of my Leicester City career mode on FIFA 15. We're starting this episode off with a game against Lille, and this is not this is in the Europa League, and this is the second round, the first knockout stage round, so that's the second round in total. I think it's the last 32, not the last 16, because it breaks up and the Champions League team arrives, and the Champions League team that we have come up against are Lille from France, obviously. And I've got quite a good history of managing clubs in France as well. I've done it on FIFA 13 and 14, and we may end up there in this FIFA. But in the 11th minute of this game, Leicester gives us the lead as he scores a header from a corner, which it's quite an unlikely thing to happen, in all honesty. He's such a small guy. But Lille got a corner kick of their own just 5 minutes later, and they kind of are a very interesting team in this game. Like, they attacked us an awful lot. But this moment here, when Bassa picks the ball up and scores an incredible volley from the edge of the area, I thought that was awesome. It was their away goal in the game as well. It was kind of a crucial moment of the game. And our form in the Europa League has just not been very good. We have not played like a cohesive unit at all at any point during our campaign, and we were kind of lucky to scrape through the group stages and get this tie. And as Lille pulled us back, I was just thinking for a moment, like, it's very possible that we could lose this tie overall. This is the first leg of the tie, and they've got their away goal, and just past the half-hour mark they came forward again with the ball coming into Roux, and he finds the back of the net. And 31 minutes into the game, and Lille are completely in the ascendancy here. You know, like, they're the team who have the advantage now. They could do nothing for the remainder of the two ties and they would go through, regardless of what happens, because of the fact that they've got two away goals and we only have one home goal. But we came on the offensive immediately after and started to press them, and Villalba did very well to manufacture a shooting position from where he was, but sadly the goalkeeper did make the save. And just before half time we came on the attack once more from the half, as Julian Brandt passes the ball into Villalba, who does really well to turn the goalkeeper there. I don't know why the keeper came rushing out off his line in the fashion that he did, but thankfully for us it led to us getting an equaliser in the game, and we pressed to try and get another goal to put us in front and give us the advantage. Leite's volley from the corner was very good, and was very close to sealing it. Then we come up to the 52nd minute of the game as the ball comes into Fred, who has a look up inside the box. He passes it into Ben Yedder, who rounds Jack Butland and manages to finish extremely well and put Lille back in front with their third away goal of the tie overall. And from here we naturally need 2 goals in order to progress, and plus we need the other leg to stay 0-0. That's essential. This is only the first leg, but Origi comes forward against his former club. I'm pretty sure he used to play for Lille, didn't he? He was loaned back there. Doesn't he play for Lille right now in real life? But he ended up equalising for us just past the hour mark, and 4 minutes later we came forward once again with Origi playing the ball to Hector Villalba, who looks up and goes round Marvin Martin pretty well to evade that tackle, and then has a shot from distance which was saved well by the goalkeeper and cleared away. And then 3 minutes later we came on yet another attack as Leite plays it through to Villalba, who's ahead of Mavuba, and Villalba gives us the lead, and we do go 4-3 in front. We do manage to turn the game around, and maybe our Europa League form isn't as bad as we previously considered. That's how the game ended, a 4-3 victory over Lille, which I think is a really good result considering how hard we fought to get there and how bad we were in the first like 20 minutes or half an hour of the game. But the next game that we played was the second leg of the tie. I don't know, like, there's no weekend games sometimes in the Europa League. You just play from Thursday to Thursday, and we're away in France this time, this is a stadium I've been to so many times on FIFA as well. It's ridiculous. But here's how our team looks. Julian Brandt is kept in the team along with Origi. Villalba starts up front, because how could you not start him with the form that he's in? He's ridiculous. But 5 minutes into this game, Lille started this game like completely in an attacking mode from the off, because obviously the AI is programmed to know that they need goals, and therefore it acts accordingly. So they hit the crossbar in the 7th minute thanks to a Ben Yedder header, which I never realised would be so difficult to say. Then in the 9th minute, Boyata plays the ball to Fabian Delph. He goes wide to Origi on the right hand side of the pitch, as we enter the 10th minute of the game with Boyata on the far side, just behind Origi, acting as the overlapping fullback, and he gets in and manages to shoot. It hits the post, and the rebound comes out and is buried by Hector Villalba, who makes it 1-0 to us on the night, which gives us an away goal. And as you can see from the aggregate score in the scoreline, it's 5-3 to us, which is a pretty hefty result. It's a pretty hefty scoreline. But Villalba comes forward again in the 25th minute, and amazingly managing to not hit the target from there. I really thought he'd be a shoo-in to do that, but he's not so good with his left foot sometimes. He's very kind of erratic with that side, and he tends to hit it wide from that sort of angle an awful lot. But just past the half-hour mark, Suarez came forward for Lille, and his shot goes into the side net. But it was quite a menacing attack from them, the way that they passed the ball around the box. That makes me really uncomfortable uncomfortable when teams do that, because I concede so many penalties and because they just exploit gaps in defence so well. But then in the 37th minute, Fred actually managed to score for Lille, and he equalised on the night, but they still needed another 2 goals from here. So I didn't really know how. Actually, no, that's not true. They only needed 1 goal, isn't that right? Because they got the so they only needed 1 goal from here. But I still didn't think that they would do it, because like we had a lot more to do in the game. And in the 40th minute, Villalba was brought down in the box. The referee awarded a penalty, because every single episode of this series has featured a penalty. That's not an actual fact, but we saw a red card for Marco Bassa, the man who scored an incredible volley in the first in the first leg of the tie. But a definite penalty, a good call from the ref, and it's good to see more red cards being dished out for fouls inside the box, because you don't often see it. And Villalba steps up, he buries his penalty in the same side that every single penalty that I ever take will go into, just because I think I don't know, I think you score more in that side, or it's just a weird kind of superstitious thing that I have going on. But in the 45th minute, John Stones' botch clearance came to Ben Yedder, who headed it down to Roux, who had a shot saved by Jack Butland. And then we enter the second half of the game with Lille on the attack, as Roux picks the ball up from the free kick. He plays it into Ben Yedder, who gets round John Stones really well, and he plays it to Marvin Martin, who ends up scoring and pulling another goal back from Lille. And now it's 5-6 on aggregate, and a goal for them would put them back into the running to advance on the away goal rule. So past the hour mark we go, with Rohan Ince picking the ball up in the box. His volley was saved by the goalkeeper, a pretty good save too. That's Inyema actually is the goalkeeper for them, and he's really, really good. But a few minutes after that chance, the ball comes to Villalba. His shot saved by the keeper as well, and eventually scrambled clear by the 10 men of Lille. And then they got a corner kick in the 66th minute, which was put into the box and cleared away kind of by Brandt. A little bit of a scrappy clearance, but this is where we're at our strongest. And the counter attack was on from this moment, and the ball gets played through to Jeffrey Schlupp, who has nobody anywhere near him, and Schlupp comes in. He's always going to score from there with that easy finesse shot goal with his left foot, and he makes it 3-2 to us, and that puts us 7-5 up on aggregate. So if Lille were to score 2 more from here, it would take the tie to extra time, which would be quite an interesting dynamic for it to take. But in the 78th minute, with Sidibe launching the ball in towards Martin, it was headed away by, I think it was Rohan Ince, and the ball comes to Leite, who plays it to Julian Brandon. We've got a really good counter-attacking opportunity on here now, when it's like 5-on-4, I think. No, it's 4-on-3, I just can't count. But the ball comes to Andy Watson, who amazingly fails to find the target from a simple attempt like that. That was so infuriating, because I really like Andy Watson. I think he will become a decent enough squad player for us. But in the 83rd minute, we came on a similar counter-attack. This time it was Maicon Leite with the chip into Watson, and Watson chipped it over Enyema. And that was a really, really good goal, I think, and a great way to make amends for missing such an easy chance just 2 minutes previously, as Andy Watson nets his first ever goal in a Leicester jersey to put the tie beyond all doubt, if it had not already been. So that's how the game ends. We get an 8-5 victory on aggregate, which you can't really complain with, and we advance to the last 16 of the Europa League, which is pretty decent. We've done really well there. Our next game is in the league, and it's against Hull City, and you guys know all how I feel about Hull City, and it's not a whole lot of positive emotion going on for Hull, in all honesty. I often think someday I would really like to do a Hull City career mode, because their team is incredible, like from the start. Like, they just have a very good kind of balance of everything going on. I don't think you'd need to do too much to change them into a big team who would win the league. But just 9 minutes into this game, Villalba came forward. His shot went just wide, and then in the 27th minute, it was time for Hull to go and do their Hull thing, with Quinn playing the ball into Nikica Jelavic, who does well to turn both defenders, Corker and Stones, there, and see his shot hit the frame of the goal. That was actually, I thought it was Vardy who did that, but it was Vardy in the 40th minute who played the ball into Tom Huddleston, who saw his shot go just wide of the post. But Hull weren't as Hull as they usually are. Like, they didn't pass the ball as much as they usually did in this game, and it was a little bit of a relief for me. But Villalba's shot in the 59th minute, I really thought was a shoe-in to find the back of the net. But just a few minutes later, Jake Livermore was brought down on the edge of the area by John Stones, and the referee saw fit to award John Stones a red card for such a harsh tackle. I thought this was a really harsh decision at first, and I was like, no way is that a red card, surely not, like it can't be. But then I sort of realised that if Livermore doesn't get fouled there, he is going through on goal, and he's probably going to score, so that's why it's a red card. It's because it's a professional foul, and it's the first red card that I think we've ever had. I don't think I've ever had a man sent off before that, and John Stones becomes the first. So we're down to 10 men against a team who have a really good record against us, which is always a bad sign. again, but Sagbo's shot in the 71st minute was punched away by Kasper Schmeichel, and then in the 74th minute we came forward with Villalba chipping the ball into Dwight Gale, who's in a great position, but sadly his shot was nowhere near good enough to even test the goalkeeper, which was quite bad. But from the goal kick the ball comes to Gale again. He chips it this time, turning provider into Hector Villalba, who finds the back of the net with his shot. And with 10 men we take the lead against the team. Like, we were playing a 4-2-4 formation at this point with 3 defenders, which is just so bad. It's criminally bad. But we did take the lead, and we took it a little bit easier after that. Villalba's shot in the 90th minute went wide. Hull City couldn't test us beforehand because we did actually park the bus and held on for a 1-0 victory over Hull, which is really important in our title push, and also just for pride and just for the fact that I love beating Hull City because they're such a difficult team to play against. But that's how this episode ended. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like. That would be much appreciated. I've been El Dinero. Thanks for watching.
English League Cup.